Hey fuckers, it's Friday.
Can't spell shattered without shat or turd.
Like a gut punch to the abdomen.
Some of the funniest shit on the web.
I call it a rock Fred.
I like the cut of your jib, gentlemen.
These 5 are the only protection we have.
The best part of the show is the genuine Hasbro love.
Good night, folks.
And of course, Pat's weekly farts.
Breaking news.
It's very outside of the box.
Nailed it.
I love Friday.
Bob's Bait and Tackle, now carrying Hasbro.
They truly are your favorite podcast.
Thoughts, prayers, likes, and shares. Shattered. A to B.
Shattered Uncut. Is that you? Shattered Uncut.
When are you going to bring Larry back?
My favorite Star Wars podcast.
Shattered Cast Uncut.
Complete fuckers. Podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and its sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and
Shut the fuck up, Chip.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shattered Cast Uncut, episode Shattered Cast Uncut, episode 270. This is Robert D, and the man in the tub is Bobby Skullface.
Rub-a-dub-dub, fucks.
Hey, Bobby, do you know I have 2 guinea pigs, right?
Oh, God, Christ, why?
How many eyes between the 2?
Yeah, really?
That's Justin, by the way. That's Justin, and that was Greg.
Between
There's one eye. They have to hold it. They have to hold the eye to see, like in
They share.
the
Pass it
Clash
back
of the
and forth.
Titans. Clash of the Titans. They have to pass the eye. They're like little witch guinea pigs.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them is named Leia. Scarlett named her after Princess Leia. And you know what the other one's name is?
Tell me.
S'mores.
Oh, snore some more?
Snore s'mores.
Dude, you gonna snore some more?
You never told your dog paws story. You always say you're gonna say it one day, and you never did. You know that, right?
Did I?
It just drives people crazy. Just always paws, dog paws, and no one knows what you're talking
Well, I know
about.
the feet thing drives people crazy. The dog paws. So ooh.
Wait, hold on, Greg. Do you know the dog paw story?
No.
Justin, do you know the dog paw story?
Nope.
He's never told the dog paw story.
Yeah, because I don't think I can bend it away to put it out. Some stories I got to bend them a little bit in order to kind of get them out in the yard.
I have no idea how you go from a can't bend it to dog paws, but I guess.
Oh, you mean alternative facts? Okay.
Yeah. I can't figure out an alternative fact for it.
And I guess it involves some dog paws.
Not really, but it's what you call it. Just when you see me, ask me, I'll tell you.
You know what? At your wake, instead of those little blessing cards, instead of those little blessing cards, those who come should just get the dog paw story on a little character card.
Yeah.
This must involve Bobby's career as a professional florist.
Yeah, it has to do with the mopping. Has to do with the mopping career.
Is that where you run as a florist and people yell, "Run, florist"?
Robert, that was
pretty bad.
That was pretty bad.
That's from that spoof movie, and they had the kid who was a florist with the braces on his legs, and the girl was like,
"No, I know the one."
Are you? You know, the one thing I like about Mac over PC is that little 2-finger scroll up and down on the mouse pad. That's really nice. And doesn't work.
PCs don't do that?
No, they don't. That's stupid. It's like a pride thing. They could do it.
The Mac, the iPads now, I mean, the laptops now are like the little pad is like an iPhone, like the way it works. Like, It's pretty interesting.
I don't like that pad, man. I can't deal with a pad. I gotta have a mouse. I gotta have a mouse with 37 buttons on the side, or I can't computer.
I actually still like the little nub in the middle of the keyboard. Like I like that little thing.
I actually got
Is that your practice nub?
Yeah.
I actually bought an iMouse, but the eye fell off. Oh, that was bad.
Oh, Lord. No, I mean, that's bad by your standards.
That's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it kind of is funny at the same time.
My keyboard's got no eye. Oh, God. I can't stop. The eye fell out of my keyboard. All right. You should see my typing. Anybody get anything? Anybody? Bobby, did you get anything this week or have an opportunity to look at anything?
Yeah, I got a few things. I can't, because I haven't been on in a couple weeks, but I had the opportunity to look at the Iron Factory Megatron, the Siege Ultra Magnus, the Siege Shockwave, and then I also received myself the SH Figuarts Wasp, the SH Figuarts Falcon, the SH Figuarts Thor. I can't believe all three of those dropped so close to one another. It was relatively painful. And I got my fucking sail barge today.
Oh, you got it today?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Did you have to go pick it up?
No, it came. The guy that dropped it off, he's like, that's one big fucking action figure.
Stop commenting on my purchases.
There was a part of me that was like, explain it to him, but I quickly subdued it.
It's a display piece.
I was gonna go with, have you ever seen Star Wars? That's where I was gonna start, but I was like, nah. I was like, it's written on the side of the box. You know, either he saw it or he didn't. I'm good either way.
Maybe he just meant it's a big, thing, and he knows it's for action figures, but he kind of messed up.
I mean, he specifically said that must be one big action figure.
How does he know was it in a? I assume it was in some type of shipper.
Yeah, but it was like the Hasbro shipper, like the purple stripe across the top. It says Jabba's fucking sail barge on the side of it.
Maybe he thought it was like a Jabba El DeBarge.
Maybe he thought it was Jabba and Chico DeBarge. Maybe he thought it was Chico DeBarge as a cosplay as Jabba in the box.
That was probably as close as you could have gotten to calling you a fucking nerd, but that was his job.
Yeah, 100%.
Did he ask you for an autograph?
Yeah, he did actually. Because it was supposed to be here yesterday, and because I wasn't here to autograph it, they took it back.
Oh, so he was like, hey, would you mind signing? You're like, yeah, sure. What do you want it to say? He's like, your name? Oh.
How many of your UPS records have to Mike Bobby Skullface on there?
It is funny, like there's like one UPS guy that knew who I was. I told you guys that story, right? Like and like he like came in, hung out for a minute, like, and he was like, give me a shout, man. He's like, I'll put you first on the list. I'll come by and drop you off early if I got something.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's corrupt.
Yeah, like because like it was something from Make Toys, and it was
Pandanus.
And no, shut the fuck up. And it was it said to Bobby Skullface on it, like it was addressed to Bobby Skullface, and he was like, is this from Make Toys? This is Bobby. He's like, holy shit, dude. He was like, I watch your stuff and this and that. And he like came in, opened it, and he was like, damn, like, because it wasn't out yet. I think it was I don't know. I think it was
all
probably
S's. Had all S's on it.
A cross dimension thing. But yeah, that was cool. But I don't think he's on my route anymore. Because like the one time I actually hit him up, he was like, oh, I'm not even there today. I was like, fuck.
Got nothing for you.
No, he's a nice guy.
Wait, did he actually just come in your house and open it up, like, just unprovoked? Like, he was like,
no. I was like, come on in, check it out.
Maybe just the word got out, and he was like, I could just walk into this dude's house.
No, he was cool. He actually
probably got fired because his GPS said he was sitting at your house too long.
He actually hit me up one time because I think it was either this show or Nerd Rage. I was talking about something I was looking for, and like he was at like a local store close to me, and he was like, hey man, it's over at GameStop. And I was like, damn dude. I was like, thanks, but I already pre-ordered it.
He's like trying to want to hang out.
No. I invited him to Skullfest one year. He didn't show up.
Oh, woo, a no-show off the list.
Little plot twist.
I heard about another no-show.
He was like, only when I'm working, man.
So the barge, have you opened it yet?
Yeah, I opened it, shot the video, put it up on the Detox.
You didn't put it in the Detox?
It's on top.
That's
lame.
Something that big needs to go in the Detox.
I could like stand it up like straight up.
So I think that you should find one Detox, take everything out, and just do that and post it online. Be like, beautiful. Then you can put it back to how it was, but like you have to do it.
Hold on a second.
He's gonna go.
He's gonna do it right now. That's awesome.
I was my wife just came home. She was just catching up with me real quick.
Another thing I noticed, Bobby, you've got new address labels on your boxes.
You like that?
Yeah, it's very.
I got that courtesy of Etchbox Customs.
Etchbox Customs.
Customs, yeah.
Etchbox.
They're crustaceans. They're all done on small crustaceans that I then tape to the box.
Customs. That's what Bobby's got between his toes.
No, it's Kelly Pinkerton's.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not really her stuff. I was just over there one day, and I was like, "Man, I need me some address label." And she's like, "I can print them right here." And I was like, "Can you?" I was like, "I don't know why I was so impressed. Apparently, everybody can do it." I don't
I didn't mention it last week, but I did get a box from Crashbox, and on the box it says "fragile," and then right underneath it says Crashbox. And I was like, this dude's challenging motherfuckers in my post office. Because they will.
This is a crash box. So what did you get this week, Greg?
I got unemployed. I got laid off. That was cool.
More like, would you lose? You know what I mean?
Well, motherfucker's like, hopefully I can pay you Friday. It might be next week. And I'm like, that's not acceptable.
Would you gamble on?
But I did get. We were at Target. We went and saw Captain Marvel. We went to Target after dinner, afterwards, and I picked up the Ultimate Gremlin to go with my Stripe, and I'm good. I don't need a whole Mogwai shelf. I just a couple Gremlins hanging out.
Those ones from Gremlins 2 would be tempting for me.
Well, yeah, like the spider and the bat
and the brain.
If I saw them, maybe, but like I'm not gonna order them. Like I'm not gonna go out of my way. And that's it. That's all I got, actually.
That's a phase polo right there, where you're like phase. It's like in your head going phase. You see it on the shelf, and your mind's just like phase.
Well, I will be honest. I did. Oh, like I had a Super Mario hat too, because I shaved my head, and Kit said I look like Mario with my mustache. So I went to Target and bought a Mario hat, and came home, woke her up. I was like, "It's me. It's a Mario." But yeah, I got to be good. I don't have a job, so I can't be dropping $400 or $500 on figures.
But you got leads, right?
Yeah. I just have to get a new computer set up. I'm trying to do the work from home thing. I have several leads on several jobs. I just a lot of them want you to provide your specs, and so I need to get a new computer, like a new work laptop. So I'm good. And Bobby knows. Most of you guys know. Like I'm safe, so I don't have to worry about getting like evicted in the next couple months or anything like that. Like I'm in a pretty good situation for this to happen now. So
cool.
All right,
well, that's good.
Well, what about you, Justin? Justin, did you get anything?
I did not.
Did you look at anything?
Nope. How about you, Robert? Did you get or look at anything?
I kept my eyes closed.
Let me go back and say that I have looked at many things, but nothing
yes.
that, was Transformers or toy related, just mostly relegated to getting around life. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, you can't walk around with your eyes closed because you don't want to lie on the show. It's really not worth it.
Yeah.
I got in Figuarts Mr. Satan.
Nice.
And I got...
How are the accessories?
I haven't opened it.
Oh, okay.
Is that a Dragon Ball thing?
Yeah. So
there's a
Dragon
character
Ball,
named Mr. Satan.
Yes. So he is this martial artist character. No, he sucks. He's terrible. Like
I'm the world champ.
Yeah, you did that voice surprisingly well. But so like he's this character who
I'll give you ice cream.
He acts like he's the best like person in the world. Like he anything that happens in the show, he takes credit for all that stuff.
Like every time they save the Earth,
yeah, he
gets the credit.
He takes the credit, and he's like, yeah, I'm the best, and like yeah, it's just he's hysterical. Like he's the comic relief character in the game,
nice.
Or not TV show, not the game. But yeah,
so awesome. They went with more of the trickster angle. I dig it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it started off in one was the Cell Saga, but he came to fight this big badass guy, thinking that all these weirdos were just people in costumes doing like parlor tricks, and then over show, he refuses to accept the fact that these people are actually like aliens and they're flying and they're shooting energy weapons. He like always thinks that they're
some kind of trick. Yeah. He shows up to the first fight with Cell, and he just gets like backhanded into the mountains, and like that's the end of him. Stuff like that. Like, yeah. Cell, like he is awesome. He's legitimately an awesome character because he's so stupidly funny. So.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I haven't opened up the box. He comes with the dog.
Oh, nice. And he comes with like an extra face for the figure arts Boo, I think, also, or something like that.
Yeah, Boo Boo.
Bobby, you're probably familiar. You've probably seen him. He's the guy with the big afro and the handlebar.
Oh, yeah. I have.
Not to be confused with Satan Claus from Mazinger.
Sure.
It's a
Yeah, what was sad is in America they called him Hercule, but then they like later on said his name is Hercule Satan, so he's still Mr. Satan. So I don't know, but you know, you couldn't have Mr. Satan on kids' television, but now they do, I guess. So yeah, but he's awesome. I love Mr. Satan.
I don't know.
Just relax.
All hail, Mr.
Dude, somebody
Satan.
make an auto-tune song out of that.
Yeah, I'm not a Dragon Ball Z fan, but yeah, anytime that a character is named Satan, I peep and love. And say,
well, he actually was responsible for saving the world. He was actually responsible for saving the world.
Something seems blasphemous about that.
Yeah, and he did actually take part in that.
That is true.
That was with Majin Buu. But yeah, and I finished watching that. I started on Dragon Ball Z Super, and I also got in Zeta Silverbolt. Silver Arrow. I haven't opened it yet.
Nice.
I gotta clean out this trash heap. I gotta clean this trash heap. I don't even know where Mr. Satan is. He's in here somewhere. I'm surrounded in boxes. It's terrible.
I don't even know where Mr. Satan is.
Here he is.
Dude, I really wish someone would make a song out of all them Mr. Satan talk.
Me too.
Well, he's got funny faces, Justin.
Yes,
he's got
he
like
does.
bugging eyes.
Like when I saw it, I'm like, oh my god, they captured it so perfectly. Like I had to get it. And like, yeah, he's not in where I pre-ordered him yet, but I can't wait. Cannot wait. Like I'm more excited about him than half the actual Dragon Ball figures because it's just so well done.
Yeah, and I think I got more stuff because it's been a couple weeks. But I got Bulma. I think I got her a long time ago, and I just lost the box in the trash heap. I don't see. I don't see an alternate Boo head. No, he's got like bunch of hands. He's got 3 alternative faces. He's got a puppy. He's got his wrestling belt. Yeah, no Boo face.
I thought he had something. Maybe it's an effect piece for Boo. I thought he had something for Boo. So I don't know.
No,
I could be wrong.
Nothing. Looking at the clamshell.
Well, that surprises me. So
I'm so pissed off that like all these good figure arts Star Wars are coming out, and I actually had to box my Star Wars collection because I don't have an office anymore, and I don't have room for my home, which was the whole reason I had them at work. So I feel kind of bad buying new ones just to throw them in the garage.
Yeah.
So I want that Yoda, but that's prequel Yoda, right? Not
episode 3.
Well, that's still not terrible.
Hell no.
You need an episode 3 Yoda. That's trash.
You're trash.
That's fucking doing backflips in the Senate.
Yeah, that's fucking big time Yoda. That's fucking. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Run the fuck away.
He who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. Yoda.
Yeah. That's the wussy
that's
Yoda.
Smart, Yoda.
Yeah, really.
He's a wuss. That's a wussy Yoda, man. I want the swamp. I want swamp rat Yoda. I want eagle. Stop it now, Yoda. So Matthew, did you get anything? Oh, right. Matt's not here because he's taken a quiz to learn something, he said. So I hope you're learning something from your quiz. Maybe it's how to take a quiz. We shall see. Maybe he'll get on the show at some point. But
sounds like he's getting close to completing his journey, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
I was proud of him telling us that he took apart and put back together an HVAC system and a toy. I was like, what? Squeaks, nonetheless. I feel like with Squeaks, though, he was like, well, you know, if something goes wrong, it's just Squeaks. Like, he kind of looks like shit anyway. So.
True.
Shout out to HVACs.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I've been having nightmares about doing HVAC work, getting trapped in a crawl space and shit.
Trapped in the closet?
As Matt gets closer. Like, I don't know. It's just fucking with my claustrophobia.
Speaking of claustrophobia, anybody see the Michael Jackson documentary?
Yes, of course.
Did you like it?
I thought it was bullshit. I mean, I thought it. Let me say this.
Not my Michael.
I'm not.
Say
buying
that to say this. Say that.
I'm
to say
not buying it. I'm not buying it.
You don't believe it?
No.
You don't believe Michael did any of that?
No.
Wow.
No. Like, there's too much sketchy shit associated with both of those guys. Like, super sketchy shit. Like, it's just, and to use the word documentary is a fucking joke. It's an interview, is what it is. Like, there's no objective look at it. It's just fucking their interviews.
They didn't explore some more.
Okay, ow, that hurts. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, I don't know. I can go into it because I've done a lot of research on it now, but
you better watch it. You're gonna get flagged by the feds. You go too deep.
Hey, well, I can say this: the feds investigated that dude for 10 years and found nothing. A decade of Federal Bureau of Investigations and found nothing.
I know who you even voted for in 2016.
I'm just saying, like, you know, like, I feel like the feds can investigate me for 10 seconds and I'm going away forever, I feel like.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, side note, Bobby, have you ever Fans Toys Collusion? Have you ever been through Gary, Indiana?
Nobody's been through a Gary.
I don't think so.
I feel for that dude. Like, just like anyone from that town, like, that town is as bleak as they make it out to be.
Right.
When we went to TFCon, that first Chicago one, when I took the bus went right through the heart of Gary, and like, yeah, that shit's like, just being there made me feel like 10 times less of a person. Just driving through it, like, it's to grow up in that and come up out of that with any level of success, like, is, you know, definitely a it speaks of his talent.
Yeah, he I don't know, like that the one dude in particular, because there's two of them, right? There's Safe Chuck, Jimmy Safe Chuck, and then Robson or something like that. Jimmy Robson, and I forget the Safe Chuck name. Robson is Safe Chuck.
Chuck.
Robson is like super sketchy. Safe Chuck is like a fair bit sketchy. But that's a story for another time. Actually, it's Laura and I did a whole little show about it.
It's a fair story for this time, though, because we don't have much to talk about. So, you know, whatever you want to talk about.
So look, real quick, I'll run through it. This is like the cliff notes of it. In 1993, the first allegations were filed. They were filed by a guy named Gary Chandler. It was actually his father, Evan Chandler. Gary Chandler and Michael definitely. I mean, Gary. I keep saying Gary because I'm thinking Gary Shandling. Jordan. Evan Chandler was like a dentist to the stars. He worked
dentist to the stars.
That's what he was. He was like a Hollywood dentist. And he had like an obsession of fortune and fame. He ended up getting hooked up with Mel Brooks via Michael Jackson. Got a writing credit on fucking Robin Hood Men in Tights as a result of it. He actually wanted his son to play Michael Jackson in the Jackson 5 two-part made-for-TV movie that he didn't get. Shortly thereafter, he files a lawsuit saying Michael touched him. His father does. Keep in mind, there are, I think, a total of 7 allegations, including these 2 that were in this documentary. All 7 filed civilly. Not one filed criminally. Like, if you're a parent, I feel like that should set your fucking spider sense off. Like, you don't want him locked up. You don't want to, like, protect other children from the predator. You just want to make sure he pays with his pocket so he learns his lesson.
Is that what they said?
I mean, no, but that's what that act says.
Well, to you.
Correct. To me. So it was Jordan Chandler and a guy named Brett Barnes, I think was his name. They
sound like wrestlers.
Yeah, they were the ones that filed the initial 2. Brett Barnes later came out saying that nothing ever happened to him. Michael settled out of court on account of his business advisors. I can go into why that makes sense, but he settled for $20 million. He was in the middle of the Dangerous tour making $40 million a night. He regretted it to the day he died. In 2005, 3 other people came forward. And this is the one that Michael went to trial for. He wouldn't settle because he regretted it the first time. The press covered it. They said never have they seen a group of witnesses and plaintiffs or whatever obliterated so quickly under cross-examination. He was acquitted, found not guilty. Robson testified in that trial that he was innocent. Robson then later went to speak at his funeral, saying how special he was to him. Michael dies. Robson career goes down the fucking toilet. There's a whole story to that. Michael Jackson's actually involved kind of in how his career went down the toilet. Then he comes out saying he touched him. Safe Chuck later also, after Robson comes out, meets with Robson privately, then comes out with his story. His story is very similar to the quote-unquote Jordan Chandler diaries, which was published by a guy named Gutierrez. This guy was later sued by the Jackson estate and had to flee the country after he couldn't produce any evidence for $20 million, I believe, and he fled to Chile. Chandler, circumstantially, was also subpoenaed to come in and testify during the 2005 trial. He fled the country as well. After Michael died, Chandler's father, Evan, committed suicide, and now these 2 guys are coming out with their story, and they're making lots of money off of it as a result, and that's the story. Also, Corey Feldman, Corey Feldman, who accuses everybody of touching him as a kid, says that Michael's one of the few that never got anywhere near in inappropriate waters with him, and states that he brought up sex to Michael one time. Michael said, "We shouldn't talk about it. It's scary and dangerous." That's a quote.
Well,
I'm sorry. Michael was also hanging out with Macaulay Culkin at the time, and I feel like if that's your bag, if like little kids are your bag, and you're hanging out with Macaulay Culkin fresh off Home Alone, you kind of hit the jackpot. And Macaulay Culkin to this day claims that nothing remotely inappropriate ever happened. So there. That's the brief synopsis of it all, but there's tons more information if you look into it. There's a public 300-page document that the feds had to publish under the Freedom of Information Act. It's easy to find, and if you're not sold, then I suggest you give it a read.
Well, look how well adjusted Macaulay Culkin and Corey Feldman turned out.
Yeah, well, I mean, child stars. I mean, that's look at Anakin.
Well, I was gonna say before you decided to launch into that, I was gonna say that I do kind of respect Corey Feldman's statements because he's like, if it's true, fuck him. But at the time, like, he's not like adamant, like he's not obviously taking one side or another. He is personal experience. Well, yeah, but he's speaking from his own personal experience. Yeah. He's not saying that, like, I don't care what anyone says, like, my opinion will never be changed. But he is saying, like, he's speaking from facts and his own best knowledge. He's not just jumping on one bandwagon or the other.
He just recently said, like, in a tweet, he was like, my story aligns with these 2 guys' story 100% up until the sex stuff. And then he also tweeted, he said that's when this movie goes into La La Land. And then he said, Michael and I had one argument, and it was because Michael thought I would betray him, make up stories, and try to sue him. I assured him I never would. Still haven't to this day. I hope those 2 can sleep with the same clean conscience. That's also a Corey Feldman tweet.
Wait, that's the remark he made where he linked to his band's demo tape, right?
I don't know.
And it was just a bunch of screaming and flashing lights. It was a demo DVD. All right, let's be fair. It was a CD-ROM.
I downloaded Spider-Verse 4K.
Oh, I need to do that.
Azalea loved it so much. I've seen it like 30 freaking times now.
I thought it was a solid movie.
Already?
Yeah, I got 4K. And
Digitally. I want to check it out.
They're scumbags. Amazon will release the HD and the standard, and then a day later the 4K will come out.
Did you not see it, Bobby?
No, I didn't check it out in the movies.
I've heard great things about it.
Really good. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I want to watch it.
Well, now he's gonna hate it. That's not how you tell Bobby about something.
I heard it was
it's horrible.
I'm sorry.
It's like it's like Man of Steel, Part 3.
Shout out to Cody. He just recently hit me up and was like, "You should check out such and such. Just fucking awesome." Checked it out. Guess what? It was fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome. Afterlife on Netflix with Ricky Gervais.
What did you think about Captain Marvel?
He doesn't know. He likes it and he doesn't like it. No, he doesn't know if he likes it. He doesn't know if he doesn't like it. He has an opinion of no opinion. Thoughts of no thoughts.
I think it's fine.
Is it the movie we need or the movie we deserve?
Neither.
I thought it was okay. I liked how they twisted kind of like what you expected the plot to be. Kit said that it's probably her favorite Marvel movie. But,
of course.
Dirty feminist. But
see,
I honestly was so tired. I don't remember a whole lot from it. I got to see it again.
I didn't even get a strong feminist vibe from it. Like, I mean, there's just a girl bit that plays, that's a bit on the nose. But
people confusing Brie Larson and her personal statements with or her some of her personal statements that have been misrepresented. I said it right. With Captain Marvel. So that's that.
I found that I don't want to be like it's the whole reason why I didn't do a video review for it, because I don't want to feed the people that are mad at her for the statements that she made, because I think that most people don't even know the statements that she made. They just think they know.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't want to feed those people, but my biggest issue with that movie is her. I just don't feel like she has like a relatable quality. Like I feel like
he's talking about her ass.
Well, that too, but I called her the baked chicken of the Marvel universe.
Baked chicken. You just throw
I find her
right.
impeccably annoying.
I think she's plain.
She is a pilot.
And at one point, I think she was a driver, and she's definitely a flyer.
She needs some sauce.
So you do like her. Sauce.
Some Bobby sauce?
No, not Bobby sauce. She just needs some. I don't know. She needs that je ne sais quoi. There's not just stuff like. I don't know. She's just like.
Let's talk about the real fucking standout female superstar of the movie, Goose the fucking Flarkin.
I'd say she's unremarkable. Would be the
word. I would watch a Goose trilogy.
Have you seen
Could be worse than Iron Man 3?
Bobby, have you yet to see Life Itself?
I don't think I've seen Life Itself.
Has Laura?
You mean The Life Aquatic?
No, Life Itself. Laura promised to watch it.
No.
I'm adding it to my queue. It should be here in 3 to 5 business days.
Yeah, that's Maryland. For go fuck yourself. Don't tell me what to watch.
No, I don't know. She hasn't watched it either. I mean,
Laura,
she doesn't watch
crying game between the cushions of the couch again.
She doesn't watch anything like without me because she's like in bed by 8 if I'm not here.
Wow.
House rules. Kidding. Yeah. I don't know. I'll say this. I want to like Captain Marvel more than I actually do.
Well, yeah, Spider-Verse is okay. It's all right. The sound is good.
Yeah, I remember you said so. On your system, your home system, would you say it's especially good on your home system, Robert?
It's okay.
I think the presentation of the music and just the audio of that film from seeing it in the theater was great. Like, I think they utilized visuals as well as audio to make a successful package. Like, I think their I don't want to call it a soundtrack, but I think but was it a score? I don't really know.
Score more.
But I think the way that they used audio to impact scenes and events in the movie, I think was wonderful.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to checking it out. I do want to watch it. I just haven't got around to it yet. Well, and it's not out like on proper DVD, right?
Yeah, I think it's
not yet. I think it's next week.
Yeah, so we'll see. I want to see it. I don't know if I'll buy it, but I want to see it.
I'm probably gonna
the digital
grab the code when it comes out. So.
Okay.
The digital download has the Into the Alternate Verse, I think is what it's called. It's the movie. It's the original cut of the movie, so it's not. So some parts aren't 100% finished, but it's the way they wanted to present the movie, like the initial direction.
Right. Gotcha.
There's a lot of differences, and I've heard really good things about that too. But you might cut into like some line drawings or some really like shifty animation, like as you're watching it. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. I thought they didn't reference. See, the thing I liked about that movie, out of comic book movies, is they didn't try to adapt any storyline. They made their own thing. And it doesn't really even stick specifically to...
No pun intended.
Spider-Man. To like Ultimate or like the Prime, like what was it, the 616 universe? Like, it doesn't stick to any of that stuff. Like, it's just kind of its own thing, which is a big risk to take when you're taking like a property as big as Spider-Man and you're trying to do it up as big as they were doing it, you know. Also, I think John Mulaney's casting as Spider-Ham was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, Spider-Ham was really great. Spider-Ham was great. Oh, I also got in my 6-shot. I don't think I mentioned that at the last SCU because I hadn't gotten it in yet. I finally got in 6-shot.
Your fan toys?
Yep. Finally came in.
On a scale of meh to meh, how meh is that figure?
I love it. I really love it. I don't know what all the hate is. I have no idea what all the hate's about.
I still need to open mine.
I don't hate it. It's just like meh. You know. I pulled a Bobby and put it right on the shelf and walked away.
Man, I don't know. I think it has a beautiful presentation.
Yeah, definitely.
I question as to whether or not I'm that attached to that character, but like it's probably Laura's favorite of the year so far.
Just because size.
Shut up. Just because it's beautiful. You know, like.
Oh, I thought it's because it took the least amount of your attention away from her.
No. Because like when I got out of the box, she was like it was like the first figure in a long time, and she was like, "Oh my god, like let me take a look at that." Like, you know, like it was, you know, because it's fucking gorgeous, you know. And
I don't get the hate. I don't get it.
I get the hate too. I get the hate too because I think that the people that really like to play around with their figures don't enjoy it, and I can understand that. I really can. I can't relate to it because like I can't play around with my shit. I got shit to do, but like
shit to do.
But I understand that. I understand how, because I have figures that I think about from time to time. Like, man, I would like to mess around with that, but I just don't have the opportunity to. But
okay, all right, but Bobby,
that probably wouldn't be one.
Do you look at this figure? Is this the type of figure that, you know, you deserves the reaction of, oh, Fans Toys is failing. Fans Toys is dropping.
No.
I mean, it's the same business as usual for them.
Yeah, no, I think I think most of that comes from people that aren't buying it in the first place.
Yeah, and this is business as usual. This is, you know, it's just the face is blah, just because there's no paint really except for the eyes. And then maybe that's it. Maybe it's just that's the problem. If you had a shiny head, you know, maybe we're getting the next version coming out next year. Ryan, you'll buy 3 of them.
Well, you had RC, which was kind of, and then you had Cup. Well, no, Cup came out first, so you had Cup, and he was just like, Oh, because you had to do a mod to get the transformation to work properly, but he was still kind of eh. And then you got RC, which I mean, Bobby didn't even bother to try to transform her for his video. Then you got Cyclonus, which was
National Women's Day to be calling her or him.
He got
it's ma'am.
Cyclonus was an improvement, but still had some issues. But I prefer Cyclonus to either of those two. And then this was the one that like we've been waiting for like a couple of years now. And then it kind of came out, and it's just like,
Well, what's funny is like I criticized RC, and people were saying I was crazy for it. And now, you know, and like now I'm like I'm standing up for other ones, and they're like, well, RC's obviously the worst. I'm like, where the fuck were all you people when I said it was a fucking problem back when I did the video? I had people, you know, hitting me with the, you know, like the, Bobby's stupid hands won't transform it. Unsubscribe.
Well, you're the white savior. She does
have a thigh swivel, you ape.
You're the white savior of fucking fan toys. Like they expected you to back it.
You know, but I just do the same thing I always do and just call it like I see it. Like RC is perfect for me, but I have to say objectively that it's not great.
See,
I kind of want to check out the.
I'm in the weird camp. Like I absolutely like so far. I enjoy all of them. Like even that RC, which like yes, I would say that she definitely has the most flaws, but yeah, like I have no complaints with her. You know, so yeah. I mean, but that's my experience. So.
And it's also speaks to like this thing I keep coming back to with that intent.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah, absolutely.
you like to be challenged.
Mm-hmm. Like yeah, like to me,
I like to get through the day.
Yeah, I can understand it. But like I mean, like I'm a mechanical engineer, so like seeing it move weird ways and stuff like that, I'm like, whoa, that was cool. You know?
Yes.
So,
yes.
You know, like I can certainly understand why someone would not be into it, but at the same time, like I love Cup. You know, like. I found his transformation a breeze, you know, like I loved it. It was intuitive and everything.
Right.
So, you know,
yeah,
whatever.
I found it a breeze once I shaved off that little rigid plastic.
I didn't do that.
And then like,
but it works. So.
Yeah. I want to check out the Ocular Max one, which is like a first, like it's probably the first Ocular Max figure I've wanted to look at. It's just the size. It's just the only thing. Like I don't think RC should be that smaller.
And it looks like the hips, the gaps in the hips kill me. But once again, it's intent, right? Like it completely goes against my intention of buying things.
Yep.
You know, in spite of how good it is as an action figure, which it is. The ankle rockers are a little strange. I mean, they're effective, but they end up making it look less somehow. Like because it looks like her ankle like she landed funny. You know, like.
So, like, on a scale of, like, Sphinx to Rumble, like, where would you put her as far as, like, the MMC?
Sphinx to Rumble?
Yeah, because my Sphinx, I've bought...
Maybe we should choose a different one, because my Sphinx, I think Sphinx is the best thing they've ever done.
Oh, see, I've bought 4 Sphinx, and they're
right, right, yeah. You've had, like, the exact opposite experience as us, but, like, yeah, like, I love my Sphinx. So like, let's say what's the worst one? If we say Rumble is the best one, maybe their Hoist, their Trailbreaker. They did a Trailbreaker, right?
Yeah, it was like it was like solid plastic, I think, for the most part, and it felt really light. And
I don't know if that's their worst one though.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I like their Trailbreaker.
What about their Cosmos?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that one had a critical flaw that most of them were breaking. So.
I would say, you know, I would say I probably like their Cosmos better.
Which one were we talking to? Because I was trying to figure out a good relation that I wasn't paying much attention to what toy we were talking about.
The Azalea, the Masterpiece RC.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's just I think that MMC has a very average Masterpiece generally, with the exception of their tapes and Sphinx. Like it's fucking Brie Larson of Masterpieces. It's just baked chicken. I don't think that any of them are terrible. You know, I just think that there's very few that are exceptional.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of their Max line, to be honest.
I love the tapes. I love all of them.
Well, to be fair, that's Ocular Remix.
Right. And I love those things.
I would say their weakest release is their Bugs, and they were supposed to be.
Oh, yes.
That's a good set.
Yes,
of things to say are weak, I should say, not that.
Yes, that is their. But it ended up. I know where you're headed, Robert. Let me just say it real quick. They ended up coming out under the reformatted brand, but they were initially intended to be Ocular Max. I would say that RC is definitely superior to the Insecticons.
Mm-hmm. So RC is not a 5-year-old mold. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, 3 maybe.
Well, 4. Yeah, I can't remember how long.
I guess 2. I guess she's a 2-year-old mold. But like, you know, but that's not really like theoretically that the mold isn't the issue. Like in terms of aging, you know, it's just that when that shit got announced, it looked weird. Now I do think their Springer looks great. Like I think that's their best looking, like non-tape since Sphinx.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they finally painted the chest piece, so it's not just bare die-cast.
Yeah,
but I mean, I can't imagine anyone's buying it really.
Correct.
Because
that's
Fans
they're
Toys
so
is good
late.
enough.
Yeah. That's why I think that certain people have gotten a lot of luck with those little like nuance pockets they found, like the Make Toys Headmasters and stuff. Like they still don't have any real competition. And they haven't put out a Headmaster or Target Master in fucking years, and they still have zero competition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird.
You know, but like when you start shooting for these major gaps, you know, then it's fucking riddled with competition. And
I'm wondering why they didn't. I mean, I guess I get it, but like, what do you think the wiser choice is like between these? So X Transbots has their Inferno mold, and they decided to shelve it and let the hype die down from all the other ones and from the Takara, and then put it out later to still get the use out of the mold. But it seems like MMC is still all about pushing forward on Springer.
I think that is a matter of that I think that comes down to a company that owns their own factory versus one that doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but I do think at the same time that the same thing that happened to fucking X Transbots regarding that Inferno is the exact same thing that happened to Fans Toys regarding their fucking Trailbreaker. Like by the time that they were ready to rock and roll with it, there was fucking 3 other options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but none of them were Takara.
No, but
so
like
they could have just come in and dominated.
Yeah, but it comes down to that fucking market again. Like there's those numbers. Like if we're saying that like a full run, if we're saying that a full run is dude, I don't even 10,000 pieces maybe.
Don't touch them. I
don't even think it's 10,000. I think it's probably
Dante will slap you.
Yeah, I think it's probably closer to 5,000. If we're saying that's a full run, I would imagine that a full run is between 1,000 and 5,000. If we're saying that that's the full run, I don't think that, like, how much has that been depleted by Bad Cube, XTB, and MMC? See, the numbers are something we still don't really know. Like, and that's, it would make some of the decisions, I think, would make a lot more sense to the common Joe if we did know them.
Well, why don't you ask them?
I think these figures like 7,500, 10,000. I mean, I think they're probably exaggerated at this point. Like, I would think a run would be closer to 1,000.
Yeah, I would say,
or 1,500.
Yeah, dude, I think that you're right on, and I think that it's like, I think that when you have like Magic Square Prime probably did a few more, TF Element Prime probably did a few more. Like when you have that, like that huge character, you probably push the envelope a bit. But like I think that's why some shit sells out, and then there's like this fucking.
Hold up. Because here's an indication. Fans Toys Jetfire. Okay, you have the original release, and then the X version comes out, and they said it was limited, right? A limited run. And then just the other day on Facebook, I think it was KBB, said that they had 1,000 in stock.
I don't believe that.
To sell in bulk.
I don't believe that.
Which is weird, and they said it's sold out in minutes.
I don't believe that.
Right?
Like I'm not calling. I don't know enough about them. I don't know shit, but like that sounds like an excessive amount. It sounds like a real excessive amount because I don't know, man. If you like, God, I wish we could really fucking get that shit locked down and not have to speculate, but it just doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
You know,
that
like
KBB page that Robert's talking about is specifically their wholesale business where they're trying to sell to small time dealers. So they may have gotten an allocation and just waited.
But 1,000 units of a limited run?
Yeah, I mean, because that thing sold out in like 30 minutes. Like,
yeah, I mean,
individual pre-order. Because I kind of want one now.
And it's possible that they did like, you know, that they intended on it, you know, like doing like 500, and then the fucking sales were the fuck out of here, and they were like, well, fuck, do 1,000. You know, that's possible. But having 1,000 just sitting around,
not like, telling anyone,
yeah, that seems fishy.
And isn't KBB a KO company? Maybe they knocked them off.
Yeah, but this isn't KBB, the KO company. This is KBB is the Chinese distributor. So they're, so that's what I was saying. Like they're not selling, like that particular Facebook page is not like the company, the part of the company that represents is not selling to the average consumer. They're selling to dealers.
I don't know.
Yeah, they only sell in like case quantities, not single units.
All right. Well, speaking of single unit, I guess we're just jumping to movie and show news.
Might as well.
Live action Beast Wars movie uncertain.
Finally.
How would they even fucking? I don't even remember hearing about this. I was talking to Kit. Like, how would they even do this?
I want to see guts.
Prequel.
Like,
or sequel, I guess. Far sequel. Maybe they do a prequel and then turn it into a far sequel.
Well, I'm saying, like, how would this even be like a live action movie? I mean, like, they shoot scenes in the backyard with CGI Transformers. There's not even any humans involved in this except like the cave, like the proto-humans, like whatever you call it.
Oh, that's what they'll do. Like those humans will be like more advanced, or like something about the Cybertronian technology will cause them to like hyper evolve.
Yeah, I don't know how they could do this. Like, I think it's a wise move. As much as I'd like to see a Beast Wars movie for $500,000, I think it's probably wise. They slow their roll.
$500 million.
Is it $500 million? Oh yeah, $500 million. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because it says 500 million. Well, somewhere around there.
Right, but live action, you're right. They would just have to have some really fucking ugly people dressed up as cavemen.
I know
what my summer job is.
The first thing I saw this that made me laugh is like the first comment is they're like, no movie needs to cost anything. I'm like, you ever seen a movie? Like, if you like no movie does need to, like, that's the stupidest thing. Because like, even if you were to go and shoot this whole movie on your iPhone, you still had to buy your iPhone. You know, like,
phone bill?
What's
Transformers fans are idiots.
They are.
So let's just go ahead and, you know.
I was so surprised when I saw that. I was like, are you being serious right now? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I mean, I'm like, what do you mean the movie doesn't need to cost anything?
Oh, but Justin, what if the animals, they do like Beverly Hills Chihuahua, like where it's just a dog and they animate the mouth or something?
That's probably what'll happen. They'll just go to, like, all it is a guy. There's a guy who's going to go to the zoo and film with his iPhone for the day and then add, you know, like some kind of filter to make the mouth move.
Oh, my God. It's like a fucking rat and a rhino and a gorilla. Oh, my God. This is going to be terrible.
Already.
Anyone who says that a movie shouldn't cost anything at bare minimum has spent the majority of their life jobless in their parents' basement.
Getting Free meatloaf.
Because if you've ever worked a job, you understand what a paycheck is. Mm-hmm. And nobody works for free.
Somebody, who was it? Was it Nighthawk Black said 450,000 sounds more realistic, and just get amateur voice actors or fans. And then Octobotomist said, "Ah, yes, just like that new Doom movie. Bring on the 450,000K budget Beast Wars movie," followed by 4 exclamation points.
Oh, Nightwing's Ed Hunt from the Realm.
Yeah, this is just the things that people say. I'm like, that is the most absurd thing I've ever heard. I don't get it.
That says a lot coming from this particular fandom.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the most absurd thing you've ever heard.
Well, that's an exaggeration, but you know what I'm saying, Greg.
No, I know what you're saying. I didn't even hear about this. Like, I must have missed this piece of news. And then I found out it's dead before, like, I even knew about it. I'm like, oh, well, yeah. I'd go see it. But, I mean, it's logical. I mean, how many people, like, the average moviegoer, like, the people that they market to, like, the people that are going to spend $11 a ticket to go see a big-budget summer flick, they'd go see Transformers with just giant robots throwing down. No matter how bad it is, no matter how good it is, they're going to pay it. But then I think getting them to go see robot animals do the same thing. Like, I just don't think that's going to rate high on the appeals.
But consider this, right? If they do it Michael Bay style, and Michael Bay, you had the alt modes, which looked really clean, and then the bot modes were a fucking mess of, like, robot guts.
And then switch that around.
And make this like a clean gorilla, and then it transforms, and it's just like innards and guts and veins. And you can't see the robot. It's just a mass of guts. Oh, I'm in on it. I'm all in. No budget. Oh.
Yeah.
Bobby's
so I guess that wraps up the news for the evening.
Holy moly. Well, anybody have TFCon hopes and dreams?
I hope they announce something on the East Coast. That's what I hope.
Yeah, I would like that. I would like to see, like, a lot of the stuff that we've been, like, teased lately. Like, I want to see, like, it'd be nice to have painted prototype pictures, I feel like. Like, go ahead and actually show me what this thing's going to look like. Because, like, at this point, I feel like it's starting to become overdue for a lot of this stuff. Especially, like, fans project stuff. Or fans toys stuff. Like, I just feel like it's been so long since some of these things. Like, I want to see the their Superion. Like, I want to see that. Show me what that Superion looks like now. So.
Well, there's speculation that there's going to be a Motormaster and a Silverbolt, at least on display. But, I mean, that's speculation. I mean, just based on, like, what, normal successful businesses
right
kind of base their timeline on.
This would be typical bullshit from TFCon. There's going to be 2 people at the third-party panel watching, because that's only 2 people going, and they're going to have a wonderful third-party panel. They're going to have everything, all new stuff, no old things, no ads, all new, shocking releases.
Everything will be something we've never heard of. Yeah.
And no one's there to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be interesting if they had a whole bunch of information, just because like we're coming off Chinese New Year, like it hasn't been that long since the last one, like it would be surprising to me if they had all of this shit, all of a sudden. I did hear that one thing we're getting is another third-party Masterpiece scaled Optimus Prime option.
All right.
I did hear that that's a thing.
Well, that's necessary.
Right.
Well, I would like to see TF Element put out a trailer with their new head and call it a day.
I would like to see TF Element announce the next thing.
Yeah, you didn't put the head out the first time around. Get the hell out of here. Don't reissue a head. Just go to bed.
You know what to do if you want. If you want goodwill, as TF Element, you send the head to all the retailers. You know, however many they ordered, you send that many heads, so those heads can be packed in on the next person's, order. So
we don't
make
know
anyone
how they're
pay for
gonna
that.
deal with it. I honestly, and I think I said so last week, like, having messed with this thing, like, if there wasn't a Takara version 3 coming out, like, I'd be hard pressed to want, a different Prime as far as aesthetics go. And I don't even mind the head that much. But yeah, if they did like the whole package, like they did a spike in a trailer and blah 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 to compete, like I think they could give Takara a run for their money with that add-on pack. And if you didn't want to buy it, you didn't have to buy it.
Yeah, I think that's smart because like if they were like if any of them had like a a trailer, no trailer option, like so you could buy like the more expensive one with the trailer or the less expensive one without, like I think that's smart.
Yeah, and that's even something that I could see crowdfunding for. Like they just make as many as they can based on demand and then priced accordingly.
Yeah.
In the hand. Do you think that Fans Toys has? Do you think Fans Toys has a Prime design sitting around somewhere?
If they do, that might get me.
Yeah, I'd get it.
Yeah, that's probably gonna get me. Let me just stop lying. That's probably gonna get me.
I want to see a Prime mold that's impossible to transform.
I don't think Fans Toys is that dumb though. Like, I don't think that's a character that they would like. They were brazen enough with Hot Rod and like some of the other choices they've made. I just don't think they would tackle a Prime or a Megatron.
The only thing about Prime is that like there are Prime collectors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but how many though?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you could get away with Prime. I don't want to see it personally because I think that between Takara and whatever, I don't think we need anymore. But I mean, I'd probably bite on it because I'm a Fans Toys fan. Like at this point, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'll check that out. Like I'm selling off my MMC Overlord so I can get the new one that Fans Hobby did because I just think it looks so much better. And like,
you think it looks better?
Yeah, I think it looks better.
In what way?
Okay.
In the stupid way.
Yeah, in the stupid way. The reason I think it looks better, let me qualify that, is because I prefer the G1
there you
toy
go.
look.
Asked and answered.
Versus the IDW. Like the IDW is cool, but I'm not making an IDW shelf, So.
Yeah. No, I got you. That's the exact like, and it's not like I guess I'm kind of making an IDW little case, but like I have zero connection to that G1.
No, I understand.
Yep, same thing. Gotcha. Cool. Understood.
Yeah.
Breast Force. It really is Breast Force, Bobby. I think in your review you were like...
I called it a Breast Master.
I think they are Breast Masters.
Are they?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. There you go.
Now, who didn't know what he already knew? So.
Yeah, check me out. Check out the big brains on Bob.
Bobby got pulled in.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, have we seen a tease for a fans? We have seen a tease for a Darkwing, Dreadwing, and Minerva, right? That was Fans Hobby.
Minerva,
correct?
Yes. Trying to think if we've seen the rest.
Yeah,
that I don't know.
There was like a page with like 3 silhouettes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
But Bobby got reeled in. I couldn't believe it. Bobby got reeled into some keyboard warrior battles.
No, I know that guy. I wouldn't. Yeah. No, I wouldn't have engaged had I not known that guy. What was I gonna say? I was talking about something. Fuck. God damn it. Oh! I was gonna one of the YouTube comments because I was like, look at their. I'm calling them breast masters. If they're not breast masters, don't bother correcting me because I don't care. Somebody was like, excuse me, you called them fellas, but I'm pretty sure one is a female. I was like, dude, even better.
Actually,
I mean, it's not like anyone refers to everyone collectively as guys.
Yeah. But I mean, not only that, it's just like a fucking stupid thing to like.
Yeah.
Gives a shit, dude.
They're married.
Bobby, actually. One of them is a female.
Yeah, no. I was educated, owned, exposed. I was exposed.
Exposed. So
you're fucking trash, Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby trash face.
Fascist face.
Bobby trash face.
Bobby Noirs. Somebody was commenting on your Noirs when you speak.
No L's.
No L's, sorry. Whatever. No R's, no L's.
You don't use L's, you don't use R's, you fucking misappropriate gender terms.
Long O's, too? Jeez.
God damn.
It's just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. You guys are some
I
friends.
hate fucking women, Bobby.
I'm gonna be quiet for the rest of this episode.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you sit there and you think about what you did.
So what else do we want to see from TFCon? I mean, there's got to be other things
Zeta.
we're looking for, right?
Zeta.
Yeah.
Zeta and Fans Toys is all I care about regarding Transformers really anymore. So, you know what? Make Toys Headmasters.
Yeah, I want to see that. I would like to see them show some more on those Headmasters because, like, last time I remember, I was at TFCon and they said something about the other Headmasters. So I'm surprised we haven't seen any of that stuff yet.
Perfect World, MMC, Rewind, and Steeljaw.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see somebody show me a Defensor. Someone. Hopefully Zeta.
I want to see a fans project Ape Face.
Well, I feel like there might be something on the horizon for a Defensor because Make Toys announced this week they're doing a box set of the Defensor.
I saw that of their.
And I feel like they're just trying to I feel like they're making one last push because there's something else coming. I would definitely see Zeta show at least one Predacon and maybe hints of something coming.
I would love if every time Zeta dropped, they were tagged, two-piecing you. Like Bruticus and Superion, Defensor and Predaking.
You think we're going to see Predaking?
I would imagine we're going to see something from that.
Yeah. I agree with Bobby on the tapes. I think, excuse me. I've had a long day. I have a long week.
Bring that energy.
I think I'm sleepy, man. I'm sorry. I would like to see some Autobot tapes. I would love to see, like I said, a TFE trailer accessory pack to go with their Prime. Because I think that if you got that, I think this could be a real contender against the Takara. And I rarely say that in regards to a character like Optimus Prime, but I think this could be a contender against the Takara. I'd like to see some more third party like Beast Wars kind of stuff, but like more in line with what Takara's doing, just to show like a little, some competition, not like that Toy World shit. And Fans Toys Headmasters. I'd like to see some solid finished prototypes of that.
I would like. So I was thinking about this. It kind of pissed me off that the Magic Square Optimus, his trailer, his connections, he has no legitimate connection to the MP10 mold. You can't connect it like you can the Transform Element one. What if they somehow had already accommodated for the MP44 trailer? I'm just wondering. Just throwing it out there. I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't want to see them do their own trailer. That's one thing I don't want to see. I wish you would send me new legs so that I could just use the MP10 trailer versus make your own trailer. But what if,
Well, I wonder where MP44 is getting produced. If it's China, I would think that's a possibility. If it's Korea, I would think not so much.
Mm-hmm.
But I would rather it be produced in China because the factory will be so much better than the one they use in Korea. I'm still getting that one.
Yeah, I actually have mine paid too, even though I'm not super excited.
Yeah. But,
I just have to check it out, and it's a new MP toy, so that's why I was like, okay, I'll get it. So
I'm gonna double down. I would like to see a shocker reveal I would like to see Fans Toys tease a silhouette of Predaking.
I would like to see Fans Project Michael Jackson into a robot and then into the spaceship.
All right, maybe just knock all my shit on the floor with that.
But I would buy that. I would buy that.
I want to see Michael Jackson Moonwalker car mode. Jackson?
Dude, I would buy it. And then I would get the SH Figuarts Smooth Criminal Michael Jackson standing right in front of him. What?
Matt would like to see.
Shit.
Matt would like to see SH Figuarts Prince on a motorcycle.
Oh, see, like what if they did the like a Prince, like the Prince bike, and turn it into a robot, and then the SH Figuarts got a hold of the Prince license, which would probably never happen. But
what if they did a sketchy ass Freddie Mercury, Prince, and Michael Jackson combiner?
Oh no!
It'd be Touchatron.
I still am pulling for that Wu-Tang Clan SH Figuarts box set SDCC exclusive.
Did you see that they? Did you see they're doing like a separate tour? So like we're actually getting a tour. They're gonna be in Cleveland here.
Yeah. I was gonna go see him in Philly, but mainly because a buddy of mine's going through some hard times and was asking me if I wanted to go. But then we tried to get tickets and they were already sold out. But
yeah,
I saw them on the Rage tour, and that's good enough, I think, for me. Like,
yeah, I know, but we're talking 20 years.
Yeah, for sure.
More than 20 years later.
21 years.
Well, Meth Man and Redman are on tour, so if you want the light version, I guess.
I just listened to a Redman interview today. That was pretty fucking hysterical. He talked about the Cribs video a good bit.
Cribs or Crips?
Cribs. Like he did a Cribs video. It's like kind of like famous, like because it was like this ran down house. It turns out he like bought it for like $60,000. And like it was always supposed to be an investment property. Like he ended up selling it for $220,000 later on, but they hit him up and they were like, look, they gave him a list of houses. That's the shit I find interesting. So like Cribs hit him up, gave him like a list of 6 rental properties they wanted him to shoot in, which I guess they would have done to everybody, and everybody picked from the list. And he said, nope, but you can do it here if you want. And they were like, okay. And they did it like in this ran down fucking, like, you know, he had his buddy sleeping on the floor, like dirty fridge. Like, it's great.
That's awesome.
If you haven't seen it, it's fucking fantastic.
You want to read a listener question?
Yeah.
I did not get the MP Collector question because I still don't have the password. I still can't remember the password.
Let me nip that in the bud. Then I'll just read that one out real quick and then we can move on. Oh, we have 2. Did you get the one from TJ also?
No, I did.
Okay. Let's get both of those done. So, MP Collectors I was wondering if any of you have seen your views on fundraising efforts change at all following the recent Moss Toys and the Unrustable Kickstarter campaigns.
We did that
last week. Yeah.
I don't see a new one from him.
Oh, slacker.
Maybe it was Robert's attitude that turned him off. The next one was from TJ. Said, "Dear esteemed Shatteredcast crew, jumping off from my G.I. Joe related question last week, I was intrigued when the possibility of reissues was mentioned for the Real American Hero line. I'd be all in for that. What lines would each of you like to see resurrected and enhanced via reissues or classic figures?" This is actually a little peek into the future, but in terms of like reissues or like, because I'd love to see a G.I. Joe 6-inch line, like a 1/12 scale G.I. Joe line.
I kind of do, but I kind of almost want it to be like the original 13.
Just that and done?
Yep. Simple and done.
Well, you could do alternate heads for like Cobra Commander and Snake Eyes and whatnot, and kind of scratch that itch for everybody. I think that's a little more practical at 6-inch versus 3.75. So, I'd like to see one of these high-end figure companies tackle the original 13, like even Mezco. Like if there's some way they could work it out.
Yeah, and they'd probably kill that shit with all the fucking straps and belts and
cloth and everything else. Like you do the cloth head, do the metal You get a cloth head Cobra Commander, the metal face Cobra Commander.
All that soft good stuff, it just looks better when you have more straps and stuff to break it up.
Yeah, and it helps hold it down more and stuff like that too. Makes it look less loose.
Yep. Yeah, let's hear it for fucking Mezco. I only have one Mezco figure, but yeah, like if anyone was gonna take on G.I. Joe, like, and I know that's not the question, but if anyone was gonna take on G.I. Joe as a third party with a license, I think Mezco would be the company to do it.
Yeah, they're just gonna
because
it's gonna take forever for them to come out, and you're gonna pay $100 a pop.
Yeah, but I mean, would you rather pay $100 good dollars or what are they, $70 good dollars or $30 bad dollars, Bob?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, because you don't really care about you. I mean, because
no, not that. It's just that like the amount of time that it's gonna take. That's what it really comes down to for me with Mezco. Is like,
I hear you.
Yeah, so like if Hasbro was doing waves, or if like Figuarts or Figma or something, not Figma, but because they would all look anime-ish. But if Figuarts got a hold of it, or even Mafex these days got a hold of it, and we're doing $50, $50 to $60 a figure, and could crank out 4 or 5 a year. Like,
I wouldn't mind seeing Figuarts do it. Like, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would like to see Hot Toys Bionic 6. Just kidding. Galaxy High. No,
I'll tell you what I want. I mean, we're talking about, that's a different conversation, like Dreamlines, but like, I want a Hot Toys Sopranos.
I want a Hot Toys Captain Caveman. Hot Toys Captain Caveman.
Yeah, we heard.
What was that? What was that racing show? What was that racing show that Hanna-Barbera did?
No.
Yeah, I want a Hot Toys tackle that.
Speed Racer.
No, not Speed Racer. The competition that had all the Hanna-Barbera characters.
I would
Wacky Wheels or something like that.
Yeah, Wacky Wheels. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'd like to see
Wacky Races, something like that.
Yeah, Wacky. I think it was Wacky Races. Yeah.
Wacky Racists?
Yeah.
If they're
Wacky Racists.
Wacky Racists.
If they're gonna waste their time, I want them to waste their time on something worth it.
I would like for like Mask to make a comeback, but I know it won't come back the way I want it to. Like, so like it's like just keep that shit.
You didn't listen to last week's show, I'm assuming, right?
I listened to the week before. I think I'm about a quarter of the way through last week's.
The one thing that I thought would be one thing I threw out last week when we were tackling the something related to G.I. Joe. I can't remember the question now. I'm sorry. But I said that I would like to actually see G.I. Joe done in like a more articulated mask way, because like the vehicles are so important to G.I. Joe that like I feel like scaling the figures down, but like retaining the little accessories, retaining most of the articulation. Obviously, you probably can't be like ridiculously articulated, but enough articulation to like those Acid Rain figures, I think, are the perfect example. Like, make the G.I. Joes that scale, and then make the vehicles that scale.
So I think that people's connection to the G.I. Joe vehicles is why we don't have a 6-inch line already. But I think that's also what kept the Black Series from happening, was people were like, they're not going to go for it. The Star Wars, you need the vehicles. But they ended up being super successful without it. And
I think you can. I think the characters are memorable enough and all that you definitely don't need the vehicles. I just think that if the vehicles is a thing, make it a smaller line, a smaller scale line.
Yeah,
Every time I look at those Acid Rain toys, I'm like, God, I wish you had the G.I. Joe license, because like I'm so interested in them, but like I have no reason to get them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they feel the same way. They're like, we don't have the G.I. Joe license, so let's just make our own G.I. Joe world.
Yeah, I mean, it looks awesome.
If they're gonna do a smaller scale like that, I do think that it would be important for them to retain some of the gimmicks, like the peg system for the backpacks and things like that.
Yeah.
And I said last week, I mean, if they do a rerun G.I. Joe, like, I seriously think they should just go all out and include like the face paints and like the stuff they did with the old G.I. Joe line. like just for, I mean, because we're obviously, well, 3/5 of this podcast probably is not going to put face paint on and run around, Bobby excluded. But it's just important, I think, like just for the nostalgia of it, like just to have those little gimmicks and like those little things. Like I just think, for me at least, that would be that would really seal it for me and make me satisfied with my commitment.
If it's a fun thing for any kids getting into, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
If Mezco could produce figures faster, I would like to see more, like just like casts and like stuff from the movies from growing up. You know, like Last Starfighter and like Labyrinth and like all that stuff, like Legend. It would be cool. I would like to see that stuff because that Popeye blew me away, even though it's Phase Life. That would be an interesting turn of events for me collection wise. You know, like Krull, stuff like that. Like I would love to just see a few figures from a movie and be able to like have a little shelf with it.
Wait, do you mean Krull the Conqueror or Krull the Homemaker?
Krull with the freaking.
Which Krull are you talking about? Krull the Conqueror. Okay.
With the Cyclops and the horses with the fiery footprints. You know.
Not the Homemaker. All right.
You're a homemaker.
You're a homemaker.
Conan the Barbarian. Has Hot Toys done a Conan? It seems like right up their alley.
No, I don't think so.
Can you imagine that?
Arnold's on that property. He wants something made. Like he's got his own ideas and everything.
God.
Like he's trying to get like Conan like going again, and have like a King Conan and have like a little Conan, like a son of Conan kind of deal going on.
Conan the Octogenarian.
Conan the Librarian. It's different.
That'd be cool. Grace Jones, like they could, because that's their thing. Like they could have these actors. You know, it'd be mad cool. Like what was that guy? The who was the basketball player again? Stuff with all the ladies. He was in the Conan movie. What was his name?
Magic Johnson.
I just want to say someone on the listening to this podcast understood the Conan the Librarian thing. So just throw that out there, you guys.
What was his name? Damn it! The basketball player. He was in the Conan movie. He was the really tall bodyguard to the princess.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No.
Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, it wasn't Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Scottie Pippen?
No, it's before. It's in Kareem's time. He slept with all those women.
Was it Little Penny?
No, it was Big Dime. Medium nickel.
Was it? It was.
Will Chamberlain. Wasn't Will Chamberlain in the Conan movie? I thought it was Will Chamberlain.
Pretty sure it was.
It wasn't Kareem.
Okay.
Kareem was in the.
Are you sure?
Kareem was in the wrong black guy. He was in the Bruce Lee movie. You racist. You wacky racist.
Are you sure?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fought Bruce Lee.
Who's the guy from the Lakers? The white guy.
That's Larry Bird.
Are you sure it was Larry Bird?
All right, off the rails.
Was it Pat Sullivan from UNC?
Let's move on to this one. Hey, SCU crew. Seems like an easy question, but how do each of you define toon accurate? Meaning, what is your point of reference for cartoon accurate figures? Is it season 1, season 2? For the G1 lovers, what exactly about the cartoon defines how you see Transformers? Is it a fun romp about robots turning into cars, or does it have a deeper meaning? I got to thinking about this recently with the G1 to a fault conversations. I love the fact that MP and 3P have gone more in a toon direction, but I'm also a big animation nerd, so that's just my preference. I also get the need for a more realistic, mature take on characters, because in my mind, these characters were complete badasses. And there seems to be some that think you can't have both. To me, the pinnacle of Transformer animation is the 86 movie. Took everything we love from the show, but cranked it up to 11 and forced upon that toon mature combination. I do agree. We went from kids enjoying Hoist Goes to Hollywood Goofy season 1, but it's actually season 2 moments, to a one shall stand, one shall fall, holy shit, I think we're all adults now moments. Where the movie also ultimately defined what Transformers were to me when I want toon accurate figures. I want something that 86 movie level of design and maturity. Hope that makes sense. As always, thanks for all you do, Kalen. So I can't, it's like, for me, it's pornography. Like I can't define it, but I know it when I see it. And the more it looks like the cartoon. The beautiful thing about the '86 movie is,
I thought he was going to say pornography.
the coloring of it, and the drawing is beautiful as well, but it's all of those things kind of coming together. And without those like lights and shadows and all that kind of stuff, you're left with just the basic, design. And that basic design comes from the Sunbow chart, and the Sunbow chart was cool for the cartoon. To me, like, I don't know how to put my finger on it, but when I try to explain it to people, the best I feel is like, if you look at some of those early promotions for the Dreamwave comics, like, they don't look anything like the G1 cartoon, and yet they look like the G1 cartoon. And that's the kind of look and feel, like, that's how I saw them as a kid. I didn't see them the way I see them now when I'm, like, analyzing them and comparing them to what we have as fucking toys. I'm like, oh, God, they do look like this. No wonder.
He said analyzing.
So, yeah, I don't know. To me, like, you got to have some line work. You have to have some – it has to look like what do I usually say? Like what they would look like if they were real.
No, but I think his question is, what is toon accuracy to you? I think that's what he's asking.
That's what I'm saying. It's the Sunbow chart. I mean, it's the Sunbow pictures basically. That's the character design. That is it. Whether or not they veered from that and artists started manipulating them within the cartoon, that's, like Studio Ox doesn't look anything like that. Studio Ox did most of season 1. But the Sunbow shit is, that's the character design, and I don't want to spend 3 digits on that personally.
Yeah, I think toon accurate is, to me, I think you cross that threshold of this is a toon accurate toy when you've spent something in the range of $100, something in that range, hundreds or a little less or around then, and it's on a shelf and it's in bot form and it looks like a toy as opposed to a collectible. Like the X-Transbot Stunnicons to me do not look like toys. Standing next to Takara's Megatron, he looks more toyish without his battle damage stuff on. It just that to me, that's a toon accurate. It's a little too basic. It's just for me personally, but people like it.
And I understand. That's it. Just that, like, if they were to do the 6-inch G.I. Joes, right? If they were to do the faces the way that they look on the cartoon, I'm out. But if they were to do, like, think of it in Star Wars Black Series with Rebels. If they were to do Kanan in that figure the way that he looks in the cartoon, I wouldn't buy it. But they didn't do that. They did, like, what would Kanan look like if he was in the real world within this line? And I think they did it well.
Same funny
with Ezra.
What's funny with the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z figures, they're super toon accurate, which is funny to me. I am not looking for something that's what would they look like in real life. It's weird.
Yeah, but I think that's a bit different because that does exist within the cartoon, right? So, like, I understand that. It's the same way I understand people wanting Transformers that look that way. It's just not what I want. Not when I'm spending that much money. Like, I think that the Super G1 Sunbow chart, like Magic Square, I think that's the perfect size for that. Like, I think that translates extremely well.
Right, because it's small and you don't need that much detail.
Like, and it's fun and it's all those things. Like, I don't think many masterpieces in terms of all their engineering and all that shit are fun. I think there's very few. And that goes, like, Takara's MP36 is not a fun figure.
That's because you don't have the IT version.
Like, it's not. It's well done. Like, it's still my Megatron, and I have all 3 now. I forgot I still have your DX9 Megatron, Robert.
Oh, you do? That's
I found it. I was cleaning out my basement, and I found it, and I was like, Jesus. I was like, this would have been beneficial had I known I had this. But
wait, you still have the MP40 or MP34? I thought you were getting rid of that for the.
I got Apollyon, and guess what? He doesn't fit on the fucking diorama.
Bad luck, Bobby.
Yeah, but I'm getting I think I'm getting rid of all my Billies, and I'm gonna get something custom made for my Transformer stuff, and then Apollyon will probably go back.
Look at me. I'm Bobby Skullface getting custom made diorama.
No, not dioramas, just shelving. Cause I don't know what the fuck else to do with it. It's a fucking impossible collection to display. Like
fishing lines, hang him off from the
it's
ceiling.
fucking obnoxious.
Would you say it was Impossible Toys?
Yeah, basically.
Did you buy another MP36? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
I traded my.
I had one sent to me.
I traded my Takara Hot Rod for Apollyon.
No, but I thought because he didn't fit on your diorama, you went and bought another MP36.
No, I never got rid of the MP36. What I'm saying, like I traded the Takara Hot Rod. I got Apollyon. I put Apollyon on there. I was like, fuck, it doesn't fit.
He had one he didn't have a chance to look at, so he opened it and put it back on the shelf.
His diaper was too big for diorama? Diaper's too big?
Who, Apollon's?
Yeah.
No, his shoulders are too broad. Like you couldn't see the figures behind him.
Typical Billy issue. That's a Billy issue right there.
Yeah, that's a Billy issue when you get challenged by toys masculinity. His shoulders are a little too broad. You gotta take them off. Sell the whole display.
Yeah. Billy.
It is a more imposing looking figure, but I do prefer the head sculpt on the Takara. I wish I could get one silver painted to match that was like proportionate to the Apollyon upper. I wish I could Frankenstein monster those two toys together.
It's funny to me that you prefer Apollyon over the Make Toys.
So I prefer the Make Toys, but I don't like the calves on the Make Toys or the head.
Yeah, the head it's like, so I like the Make Toys one, but like I can see why you would not necessarily like it. Like the head to me always looked like a dude wearing a football helmet a little bit, you know?
Like if I could take those three, I mean even the DX9, like if I could take them all and make a Megatron out of them, it would be perfect, but they're all just a little too off. Like, none of them are perfect for me, but I mean
I kind of like the Iron Factory one.
That fucking thing is great.
I know, I told you. It's fucking outstanding.
Yeah, that's a fucking superb figure.
I've been playing with it the whole time I've been talking to you guys tonight.
Well done.
Yeah.
Wait, I have my DX9 Megatron. He's standing here in front of my Bruticus. You don't have mine.
I don't?
No.
There's like some guy out there that's just too like.
I gotta go back and watch that DX9 review.
He's like, Bobby never sent me back my toy. Maybe he's one of your haters, like guy steals toys.
Yeah,
Bobby steals toys.
Like, because mine is like, Bobby, you still got my DX9.
Bobby's like, yo, can I check out that Megatron? The guy gives it to him.
You know whose it is?
Thanks.
It's GCI's. Because he was supposed to send me some upgrade he was working on.
The battle damage.
I can't remember what it was. And I was supposed to do like a update to show his upgrade.
The battle damage version, right? That's
Keep that shit. Keep
No,
that
that's
shit, because you know those upgrades are never going to come, so just go ahead and keep that figure.
Yeah, I gotta hit him up. Because I'm guessing that's his. I don't fucking know.
He's a shady fella. He'll say, yeah, it's his.
And Justin, didn't I have something of yours?
No.
Like a barrel? Didn't you want a barrel or something?
Barrel of monkeys?
Not that I'm aware of.
A Megatron barrel? Come on. Give me something.
Barrel roll.
Oh, is it did you ever get the Megatron barrel from Bobby?
It's a good question. I don't remember.
I don't think you did. I think I still have that too.
That he was going to Frankenstein
Fucking
the fusion
bastard.
cannon. You were going to Frankenstein the fusion cannon, weren't you?
Yeah, I think so. The shrinking fusion cannon. I totally forgot about that.
Oh, Bobby. Look at Bobby keep face.
Bobby stealing everything from everybody face.
Bobby's still keeping tabs when everybody else forgets face, is what it is.
Dirty little monkey stealing all the bananas.
Well, I will take this opportunity to say,
Bobby.
despite Bobby's
sorry, I thought
thievery,
you were going somewhere else with that, Greg.
Well, no, despite Bobby's thievery and treachery, if there wasn't an official Megatron V2, the DX9 would probably be my my choice.
Yeah, it's more tune.
Yep.
What's up? Let's try to get this last one knocked out. Or that's not last one, but let's try to get one more knocked out. What's up,
our last one?
I hope you're all well and living the dream. I've been in the Masterpiece game since MPO1, and thanks to all the third-party offerings out there, my collection is now looking more complete than ever, but for various reasons, I've only recently been able to start getting them into a proper display. Yes, Robert, they're all crammed into a single Detox laying on its side with a rope around it to keep the door shut. Now that I have them on display, the absence of proper faction symbols on the non-official figures is quite glaring, and I want to get my sticker game on point to rectify this. I know some websites sell specific sets for individual characters with the proper copyright logos for cars like Sphinx. You can also get the multi-size faction stickers on large sheets. Some come with a white outline, clear back, etc., etc. I know that ultimately it's subjective and based on my own opinions, but what advice would you give to someone starting out on the repro label journey? What labels do you guys use, and how do you go about making sure you get the right size and styles for the figures? Thanks for your thoughts. Huge fan of the show. Keep it up, Marcus. From the UK. Oh, bloody name, right? So I use repro labels. I'm not sure it's the best.
It's a good question,
isn't it? And I get the clear background, the white background, and I think that's it. I have some silver ones too, and I basically just pick and choose depending on the character, like what'll look best, whether a white outline or a clear or whatever. Like I just throw caution to the wind. You know what's funny is the more further along I get, the less glaring it seems to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I kind of started feeling the same way.
Yeah, like back in the day, it's like, oh my god, I can't stand having these figures without their symbols. And now I'm like, oh, this doesn't have a symbol, but who gives a shit?
The other thing that like the symbols thing, like the symbols thing to me, like it started standing out at a point. I'm like, why would everybody be like, like if they're supposed to be like disguised and all that, like why does everybody want to have like right on their chest what they are?
It's like, stand up with the bad guys. I know what he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be the best. Is it, which one was it? The Runabout and Runamuck? Was that the one that was the same figure? He just turned around. He's a different guy.
No,
that was double
punch.
Not double. Yeah.
Donkey Punch. Whatever his name is.
Yep.
What if he was just like the insult to everyone's intelligence, and instead of transforming, he just had a little faction symbol he twisted around? So he'd be like, "Nope, I'm a Decepticon." Nope,
reminds me of animated Wreck-Gar, who was like, "I'm an Autobot," and then he like took off the symbol. He's like, "I'm a Decepticon," and he's like, "Nope, I'm an Autobot again," and put the symbol back on his chest. Pretty awesome. I love that Wreck-Gar. Good old Weird Al voicing that version of Wreck-Gar.
I'm with Bobby on this. To me, it's less glaring and almost. It's just like at first it was really fun. It was like a fun hobby, like putting together Gundam was putting the faction symbols on my figures, and then it became more of a chore, more. But if I could recommend a symbol, it would be the 3D ones. They pop out a little bit. They have nice silver outlining.
Oh yeah, those do look good.
But
sometimes the silver is distracting.
Because if it doesn't work on the character, then you got to have the clear ones. But now you got 3D ones and you got flat ones. And
sometimes the clear ones don't pop if it's on purple, like Galvatron.
Yeah.
Don't they do white outline 3D ones though?
I just write Decepticon in Sharpie across
the chest.
Yeah.
Greg, do you have anything to offer on this? Actually, I think we can get one more done too. One more question.
There are the dry rub options that companies like Agabus carry, and you get like a 4 foot by 4 foot sheet with like a gazillion symbols on it. Once you didn't even know you needed. But
a lot of people sing those praises.
Yeah, but
then when you're looking at a figure like Fancy Toys Sovereign, which is a purple figure, you got to put the purple symbol on. And then you don't have that defining background, you run out of problems.
Those dry rub, man. Those are a commitment. You have to have a little bit of skill to do dry rubbing,
Man, dry rubbing also hurts, like, after a while. Like, if you dry rub all day, like, next day you're just going to be raw. And then, like...
Oh, Greg. So uncouth.
So I'm gonna
oh,
offer...
my God.
I'm going to offer my advice because I got skipped over. jerks.
Oh, I'm sorry, Justin.
So for me, like the repro labels, like I used to buy a lot of them, and now I just like I don't think they're as good. So for me, like if it is a label like Sphinx, like putting on the logos of the race car and stuff like that, like hell yeah, I'm all for that. I'll put them all over every single one of them. But if it is, you know, just add details, like no. And for faction symbols, I really like the clear repro labels with like the silver outlines. I just use that for every single one of them because I just feel like no matter what figure, I can always see the symbol on them because of the silver outline. So it looks less weird when everybody has the same symbol, same type of symbol, if you're going to put them on. And that's, like, mostly that's all I buy from repro labels anymore is those clear faction symbols.
Right, because then now you also have the cartoon accurate symbols that are intentionally messed up looking.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you know, like, this one doesn't look right. And I'm like, yeah, that certainly doesn't, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, I have those on, like, my Infinite Transformation, MP, Megatron, and a few of my other third-party tune accurate figures.
Yeah,
I've replaced them with the...
I could see that. Like that to me would be a good use of those types of symbols would be to put them on the like tune accurate color ones because it's like, yeah, you know, that is kind of what that's going for, you know. So the other
especially
thing,
with
I also
the battle damage.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was going to say, especially with the battle damage, Megatron chest for the Infinite Transformation Megatron, like I just put one on there and just robbed the fuck out of it with everything I could find, like starting with a Q-tip and then like working up to, you know, like
hammer,
a soft piece of wood, and it really looks like it did on the screen. So
nice.
But it's also all eaten up to fucking shit. But you know, I'm sorry.
No problem. I was also going to point out I didn't get to answer the last question either, which to me, cartoon accurate is just not important to me at all. Like, I don't really like the idea of cartoon accurate. I prefer, you know, they in my mind as a kid, these characters were real cars, you know, and I like to see the real car in, you know, the modern toy, like, you know. I feel like the concessions were made back in the day because they were on a cartoon, you know. But now that you give me MP Sideswipe, that thing better look like a damn Lamborghini, you know.
You're right.
But to quote Robert, what does the question really comes down to what does cartoon accurate mean to you?
Right, and well, yeah, and I guess if that's the case, then cartoon accurate is how I envisioned it in my head, and not necessarily what was presented to me, you know.
Okay, so in that case, like. The shit is cartoon accurate too.
Yeah, because it's like what the cartoon intended to be.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So.
And we're at 9:00, so we'll catch that another one next week.
Yep. All right. So take us out of here, Matt.
Shout out to Matt. Good luck. And I was just watching your show on with 30 Minutes with Evan.
Matt's actually been here the whole time. He's just upset.
Triggered.
No, guys.
That was funny though.
Have a good night, everyone.
Shoutouts to Courthouse Network, ROC, Legends Around, Toy Detox, Plastic Fanatics, Spirit Vultures, Nerve Rage Radio, Wigs,
and my personal favorite, the well-established Gentleman's Show, Stasis Lock.
At Real Robot, at Fear Corpse.
I am Ratchet.
Third Party TF Crashers and Open Your Toys Podcast.
This podcast is intended for mature audiences only. Its sole purpose is entertainment. If it doesn't fit